We got some drama, mama.
It's the motherfucker player haters. Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
That's right, boys. We got some drama coming down the final stretch of this season. Let's get right into it because it's a little bit late and we already have an active week 20 going on. Week 19 came and it was long and it was hard, but then it went. And these were some close matchups. And teams that are pining for that sixth spot might find themselves out of the race after this week's performance. But let's get right into it. First of all, we had several matchups that were worth the watch. Bench warmers versus Jason, Nick versus Eric, Ray versus Rally Monkeys. And let me tell you, they didn't disappoint. Came down to, again, a Sunday that provided some people with wins, some people with losses. Brian, I'm trying not to eat this delicious ice cream on camera because I know you hate it. So I'm going to try, okay? But can I at least have the whiskey? I'm going to assume you said yes. Moving on. Last week we saw Trip and Billy's face off against Jesus. This one was almost going to end in a tie, and then somebody got a quality start out of Stroking, Trip and Billy's did. And, we got obviously good performances from Shohei Ohtani. Corbin Carroll's starting to turn a little corner for him. Nolan Arenado did as well. And Aaron Judge did what Aaron Judge does to baseballs. On the flip side, Jesus struggled a little bit with putting up the offensive numbers. He might have had a little bit more help had he not gotten rid of a certain player called Gunnar Henderson. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. But let me tell you what, Alec Boehm is destroying baseballs from what I heard these days. I mean, he must have sent up at least one Alec Boehm GIF last week. Oh, wait, yeah, he only did one. But that's all right, because he must be a Phillies fan because he's got three of them on his team. And all of them hit home runs and got stolen bases. So, but, it is what it is. We all know that Shane's really excited about DeGrom and Scherzer coming back. I love how he just mentioned Scherzer like he's been holding on to him like a cradled baby for like 9 months or whatever. He just picked him up off the waiver wire. And if you've seen anything that Scherzer has done as of late or before he went on the IL, okay, really worthy of a pickup. Speaking of pickups, I've got a proposal. Y'all write that down. We'll come back to it here in a minute. Benchwarmers faced off against Jason, and Benchwarmers needed this win in a big way. He went out and grabbed half of the batting stats and went ahead and took 4 of the 6 in the pitching stats. He was close by 9 strikeouts. And the strikeouts, they both tied in saves plus holds, but not a problem for Josh, dominating the ERA and the whip. But it was pretty close in the runs and RBIs. Stolen bases for these two guys. My God, 18 between the two of them. 5 from CJ Abrams, 2 from Nico Horner, and then 5 from this Edwards guy. I mean, when you're a one-trick pony, ride that pony. So that's exactly what Jason is doing. So he's got them all locked up. So, yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, Jason took the loss, took the L, but he remains in fifth place. And Benchwarmers maintains his sixth place status. That status that everybody's going to be coming after these next 3 weeks. Well, Eric, it's like you're a prophet and you did the Lord's work. Thank you so much for taking down Mikasis Sukasas, sir. We do appreciate it. We all want him out of the playoff race, and I know one Walker Texas Ranger does as well. So Eric did what he said he was going to do and made people at the top feel a little uncomfortable. And he made one Nick feel a very human tingle up his spine. This one was a little close in the runs and the stolen bases. 1 by 5 RBIs and 4 home runs was Eric. Not really getting, a lot of dominant performance from guys like Arozarena. He kind of calmed down a little bit. Jordan Alvarez calmed down a little bit. But terrible news for the Braves organization and closer to home, Eric's team, Austin Riley. Going to find himself 6 to 8 weeks out. I tell you what, now if the playoffs include the Braves, it was because they fought to the very last man. But I think they're going to be calling up this short guy. It just goes back to like Anthopoulos. You didn't do enough. I'm sorry. Bringing back Rosario and Soler weren't enough. And now look where we are. Now, obviously, you can't foresee the future, but you screwed your team because Soler and Rosario aren't playing third base. So I'm not sure that this short guy is the short-term answer, but it's going to be tough because the Braves, I don't know if you look at their schedule, they start a series with the Phillies and they also start one with the Mets in this week. This week, if you know anything about that standings, one team they're chasing and one team is chasing them. It just does not feel, I'm not confident, but lose Riley, lose Acuna, lose Strider. Man, hello. You just got Michael Harris back, though, so goodness. Agents of Chaos, I've talked about it. Brian, look at what you did, sir. Took out the hitman. You did, it was close in the home runs, but you left no doubts in the runs and the RBIs and in the stolen bases. Shut them out. You got every single one of them batting categories. That is pretty sweet deal. This was a close ERA for the two of you gents, but, in the long run, you got the strikeouts and you took the 6. So you win 7-4, and that just puts you right into the real thick of it, my friend. And this is going to get interesting for you for sure coming down the stretch. Let's not forget about Ray and Rally Monkeys. Oh, Chris cracked his knuckles this morning because he got himself a nice little, present from the baseball gods. They did something to, I guess, a stat and gave you ERA or whip or something. It must have been ERA. I forgot what I was reading. But either way, that's just a sign of a true failure, in my opinion, when you're pining for corrections. The wife just said he's still lost 6-5. And Walker is just slipping a little bit more right out of contention. And again, this is going to be very interesting coming down the stretch for several teams. And we obviously can't forget, yes, I will mention my shutout of Mandalorians. Had a good start to the week, not the best finish. Mandalorians got some much needed home run support from Machado. But yeah, if it wasn't for one fucking Will, I called it last week. Contreras and Soto were going to carry his team, and they exactly put up the same exact numbers 6-4-5. 8 home runs, 10 RBIs, and 12 runs between those two fucking assholes. Okay? Okay. Good talk. Yeah. Uh, didn't really have good pitching numbers. I'm glad Charlie Morton and Chris Sale Morton turned things around. But yeah, 2 wins from my Atlanta Braves and 1 from Barrios. That was a good grab towards the trade deadline for sure. So, moving into my proposal, if you will. Look, Mi Casas Su Casas from Francisco Alvarez, a home run right at the end of the game, I guess, to walk it off against the Baltimore Orioles. That's cool. Really love updated stats. It's so fun when you get something from some freaking asshole that probably has 7 home runs on the season. Oh, he has 5. He has 5 home runs. 5 home runs, and he gets one this week. That's so sweet. It's so nice. Nick, you're so happy. Fuck you, bro. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, yes. Oh, now it's 6-3 just because, that's awesome. He's got pitching stats and stuff. So, anyways, we all know Nick's going to take this week. It's a given. I've got a gauntlet coming up. Nick, Shane, and Eric are how I finish out my season. So, I did what I had to do to try to put myself in the best possible position, but it's going to come down to how well can I keep these games close in the losses. I'll take a 6-5 all day, every day in the next 3 weeks, as long as I can hang on. So yeah, congratulations, Nick, for your future win. But yeah, I have an idea. So I'm thinking, and thinking always gets me into trouble. And since I have a double personality, it wasn't me. You see, I'm a refugee. Uh, you probably don't know the lyrics in which I was just saying. There might be 1 or 2 of you out there. Eric Il Nino. There you go. So here's my idea. And I'm curious to know, commissioners, can we do this? Okay? This is a proposal. I'm looking right at you guys. I run out of moves just about every season. This is probably the latest I have actually been able to hold on. But there are several of you gents out there just grasping at straws, waiting to pick up one more person because it's all you got, holding on. I myself had to make a tough decision yesterday when I knew that Ketel Marte was going to get put on the injured list, but Tommy Edman was coming off of the injured list. I ended up dropping Jose Budo. I would have preferred to have kept him, but I wanted the batter. And then I lose Ketel Marte. Obviously, I knew it was going to happen, but you never know what somebody's going to do. Anyways, now I'm looking here, and I've got an empty spot on my roster. Clearly, it's waiting for Ketel Marte. I don't even have a pitcher in the waiting, which is crazier to think about. I digress. I'm thinking, what if I can start, or any of us can start, in trades? Can we start negotiating for a move after the trade deadline? And I don't mean just that if I was to end up at 60. I'm saying if I got 59 and after the trade deadline, I made a deal with, say, Eric, and hey, you know what? Yeah, I'll make that trade, but you owe me one of your moves after the trade deadline. What do you think? Can we do it? Is that possible? It's possible, right? 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 Get back to me. Let me know. I like that idea because if I can get you guys on board, that'll be even sweeter. Here it is past the trade deadline. I can't make any moves. and I can't trade for people. So this would be a great opportunity for me to try to turn one player into two while I've got Ketel Marte out for a lengthy period of time. And thankfully, I was able to make the right trades and one pickup to have a second baseman, or else I'd be freaking screwed. So I'm just curious. This week, we're looking at some matchups. Let's get back to those matchups. Obviously, we're already aware that Nick is going to win our matchup, so I don't really need to get into that one. I wouldn't really call that one a matchup of the week. Shane and Eric, this is a matchup of the week. Not really, but this is a good matchup. The matchup of the week has to be Brian and Josh. This one has playoff potential written all over it for both these two teams. And I'll get into the games back in just a minute. It's got to be this one. This is going to be the one. Josh is grasping, holding on. And Brian has 3 weeks left to prove that he can get in there. And Brian, I want to give you a little motivation, okay? I was in this very similar position where I was in 7th place with this young man. I forget his name. Maybe you can help me, Eric or Walker, because I know you remember, because I had a little bit of a problem with this kid. So anyways, coming down the stretch, last week of the season, he was 6th, I was 7th. Woke up week 23, and I was in the playoffs, and he was not. Because of ties or record or whatever. So I'm telling you, Brian, you still got a chance. You, of all the, I mean, obviously, so does Walker. Walker, I don't want to count you out. Okay. But I want Brian to know that he too has tackling fuel in this scenario. Okay. So we also have Ray playing Sean. Jason will play Mandalorians. Good luck, Jason, because Mando is no easy walk in the park. Troubleshooters, Jesus will play Rally Monkeys. I'm sorry, guys, again, that I can't do the Lord's work and take out Nick, but it's just destiny, okay? I can't keep this train a chugging along. And plus, not to mention, it was derailed 2 weeks ago by Josh and his bullshit Sunday performance. Anyways, let's look at our league real quick, and then we'll get you guys out of here. So, like I said, Trippin' Billy's first place. 2.5 games back from him is Ray Ray. 2.5 games back from her is hers truly. Yours truly. Both. Now 6 games back from me is Nick. 1 game back from Nick is Jason. And 1.5 games back from from Jason is Benchwarmers. 6 games back is Rally Monkeys. And only 3 games back from Rally Monkeys is Brian. That's what I'm saying. Brian, I just want to put this again out there. Let me just put this out there. I know we do this towards the end of the week, but if scores were to hold right now, Brian, you'd be in 7th place. Rally Monkeys would fall to 8th. Okay? Just want to put that little nugget in your ear. That would be 9-1, I believe, is your score right now. So you'd be inching ever so closely right there. Okay? All right. Again, it's going to be interesting coming down the stretch. I don't think anything too crazy happened in baseball this week. So we don't have anything controversial to talk about. So let's do each other a favor and keep this one short. 20 minutes. Y'all good with that? Excuse me. Alcohol does that to me. I don't think I got anything. Let me wait. I'm more curious about my idea. What do y'all think? I like it. Oh, look, Tanner Houck just pitching a gem against them Houston Astros. Gotta love it. All right. Well, I'm out E5000. Y'all have yourselves a good week. Take it easy.
It's the motherfuck player.